Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 293. And away we go.
So get a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my door. I'm a Ramon Winter. Rick Flair ain't your boy. About to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, Ring of Honor's newest mark, Marcus D. Schwann. Marcus Hollywood, welcome back, buddy. How you been?
Well played, Putty. Well played. That actually does tie into what we'll be talking about today, but more on that later for what's trending. It is me, your favorite actor, Mark Schwann. In the house, Shot of Wrestling is back after we took a week off to celebrate our birthdays.
That's right, buddy.
How was yours, man?
It was all right. Nothing special. I'm not a big birthday person. Never really had been.
Lame.
But, long are the days of us partying till the sun comes up, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't do anything really special, but it was kind of special. Our good friend, one of my closest friends in the world, Green Man, was nice enough to open up his house. He invited me over, hung out with Green Man, his beautiful wife, his son. I walked in there. Took me about an hour to get to his house. So I was already upset. As soon as I walk in, he gives me a drink. He knows me so well. His kitchen island is full of appetizers.
Nice. Love Appies.
Sorry, what?
Appies.
Okay. Wow. Anyway.
That's an AJ Pan phrase, actually.
Is it? Oh, then I'll accept it.
Oh, of course you will.
There was Pigs in a Blanket, my all-time faves.
Oh, who doesn't love pigs in a blanket?
There was some cheesy, you'd be surprised, cheesy, puffy, like onion-y things, which I didn't like onions, but they were pretty good. Charcuterie boards, crackers, cheese.
Oh, yes.
My buddy went all out. Even got balloons. I can't tell you the last time someone gave me balloons for my birthday.
Nice.
So it wasn't like partying in the club or at the bar getting fucked up drunk, but it was nice adult birthday. Two of my good friends came. Okay. Their sons came. So it was really, really nice. It was very, very low-key, which is my style. Because I'm not into it. So it was very nice. Again, I know he's listening, buddy. Appreciate you for making my birthday as special as it was. Appreciate it. It was a good time. But my friends' kids used to love me when they were younger. Like, oh, Big Mike's coming. I can't wait to see Big Mike. They would freak out when I came over. They wouldn't leave me alone when I walk into the house. But yet now they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm old news. I guess
I'm sure they don't give a fuck about their parents either at this point, right?
Probably. But that was my 39th birthday, Marcus. Next year, I'm the big 4-0.
I know, dude. That's crazy.
Again, for my 30th, I went, my friend hooked me up with some guy she knows, and they were able to get me into
oh, yeah? How'd that go?
It's a little fuzzy. I don't remember. My ass hurts. But he got into bottle service and some sort of lounge. The lounge had a pool behind the bar. It was a really, really interesting experience. A bunch of people showed up. It was fun. So I'm thinking, I got to do something for my 40th now. I got 12 months of Planet, Marcus. So make sure you get a babysitter for the end of February.
I doubt my wife will be the one going out. It seems like you want a guy's night, so I don't think I need a babysitter.
No, we get wives coming out. I'm close with one of my friends' wives. Your wife loves me. I love your wife. Yeah, man. All are welcome.
Okay.
And Green Man, you're listening too. Get a babysitter, okay? 40th, I'm going all out.
You know what? Screw it. Let's go big or go home, right? Shot of Wrestling faithful. The community of Shot of Wrestling. We're inviting you all out for Michael J. Putty's 40th birthday next year. Let's do it up. Let's go big,
Not you, though. Not you. And you know who you are.
No, especially
How about take
especially you.
Party bus to Atlantic City, do some Planet Rose karaoke?
No.
Come on, buddy.
No.
I mean, COVID's gone.
Never stepping foot there again.
COVID's dead, apparently, right? No one gives a shit about COVID anymore. It's gone, apparently. No more masks, no more vaccine mandates. We're good.
That's what happens when World War III starts, Yeah.
Isn't that shit fucking crazy?
It's fucking wild. That's nervous laughter right there.
Yes or no question. Do you understand what's going on in Ukraine?
Yes.
I did not. I understood they were invading for something. I didn't know the reason was.
To be clear, Russia's invading Ukraine. Putty made it sound like it was the other way around.
Did I? No, Russia's invading Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand why. I mean, a friend tried to explain it to me. I'm like, maybe I had too many drinks. I don't understand what you're fucking talking to me about. I was watching Bill Maher, Real Time with Bill Maher. He broke it down like this. Russia is Kanye West. Ukraine is Kim Kardashian. And NATO is Pete Davidson. And
that's perfect.
That was like, I got it. Okay, I understand now. So
that's a great way to break it down.
So either I need to watch more news and less TMZ, or because I should not understand that based on a Kim Kardashian analogy.
That tells me that you're on Twitter more than I thought you were.
Maybe.
That's a great way to break it down, though. I mean,
I thought it was genius. I'm like, that's fucking perfect. Yeah.
Shout out to Bill Maher.
Yeah, man. Great job.
Shout out to Ukraine. You know, I gotta say, Zelensky doing what he's doing, I've never seen anything like that in my lifetime. President of a country fighting out there with his fellow people to defend their country. I think that's amazing. That's admirable. And it's good to see, like, you know, everyone across the aisle here in our country agrees with that. That there's no bullshit politics about that thing. Oh no, Zelensky's an asshole. Blah blah blah. Like, no, we're all with this dude, and you know, hope the best for Ukrainian people, Zelensky, and geez, man, hopefully for peace. But at this point, I don't know.
That badass line when someone offered him like evacuation, he goes, "I need ammunition, not a ride." That's a quote that will go down in history books.
Oh, for sure.
No matter how the outcome of this goes on, but it's fucking nuts, man. And watching the SAG Awards and all these people who are showing their support because he's a comedian. He was an actor, a comedian.
Yeah.
And now
he was on Dancing with their version of Dancing with the Stars as well.
Wow.
I think he won it too.
That's fucking nuts. It's a scary, scary situation over there.
It really is, man. Like, even like we filmed this on Friday nights, so Thursday night it was for us. That night, seeing with the nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was fucking scary. There was a possible nuclear power plant meltdown 10 times the size of Chernobyl.
I heard it's under control.
It's under control. It's under Russian control now. So that's 2 power plants down in Russia.
But again, this thing was last week, 2 weeks ago, the Russian army took control of Chernobyl, one of the first cities they took over. I'm like, really? That's what you want to take over, Chernobyl? All right, how hard was that to take over? Well, you just guys walked in, right?
I'm not feeling well.
Yeah. Man, Putin's an asshole. Fucking crazy,
totally, man.
Crazy world we live. And he's blaming it on defending Nazism, not defending, fighting against Nazism.
Right. Zelensky's Jewish. His family skipped the Holocaust. Like, what are we talking about here?
It's fucking nuts, man. So much propaganda over there.
Well, don't worry. Facebook and Twitter, it's shut down over there now.
And you know it is a big deal when Vince McMahon pulls out.
Oh, yeah.
He took away the network right before WrestleMania. Jeez. If that doesn't make the Russian people turn against him, I don't know what's going to happen. The most stupendous WrestleMania of all time you're going to miss because your leader, the dictator, is going to got his panties in a knot?
Dude, they can't do anything anymore, man.
No.
Like, everything shut down. No Google ads, no Apple, no World Cup.
Yep.
No Grand Prix. Nothing.
I'm sure China will help him somehow.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the problem. I mean, like, you know, China, they seem to have some sort of bond there right now. The more that strengthens, I think the worse it is for the rest of the world. Hey, listen, you know what? We could talk a lot about this all day long. I think people come to this for an escape. If you're here with us for an escape, I'm there with you, man. We should probably get into some wrestling.
Please, let's have some fun. This took a really dark turn really quickly. But, you know, that's one of the things about the show. Not only talking about wrestling, we talk about what's going on in current events. So the Russia-Ukraine thing has been trending all freaking, I think, like last 2 weeks. But let's find out what else is trending this week.
Yes. Wrestling stuff has been trending. We had Tony Khan actually popping up quite a bit here. Tony Khan was talking about all week long leading up to it. AEW Dynamite this past week. He has a big announcement he's going to make. Everyone's wondering what it's going to be. Is it a brand new signing? Is Bray Wyatt finally coming back to wrestling? Did he sign a deal with HBO Max? No, putty. According to AEW on TV, at AEW on TV, who's the new owner of Ring of Honor? This guy, at Tony Khan, hashtag AEW Dynamite. It's true. It's true. It's damn true. It's a big deal here. A lot of wrestling fans, they're pretty happy about this. People in the wrestling community, in the business itself, pretty happy about it. Maria Kanellis Bennett, at Maria L. Kanellis. Congratulations, at Tony Khan. Let me know if you're interested in Ring of Honor Women's Division. They're incredibly talented, great humans, and deserve all the accolades in the world. Hashtag ROHWD. And then also, Jason Solomon, at Solmonster, weird name there. Press release confirms the ROH tape library is included in Tony Khan's purchase of the company. That, to me, is where the real value for AEW is in this acquisition, especially if they get an eventual streaming deal. Putty, what are your thoughts here? ROH is being owned now by Tony Khan. Is this a big deal? If so, why?
So you mean to tell me the name on the contract is Khan, not Nick Khan? The contract reads Tony Khan.
Correct.
Is it a big deal?
And no Shane. Shane McMahon's not here.
Yeah. I think it's too early to tell because I'm not sure what the extent of this buyout is. I'm just surprised WWE wasn't a part of this because this is right up their alley, especially with all...
We talked about this before in the past, about WWE probably wanting it for their library.
Yeah.
Right?
Because what does AEW have? Nothing. They don't have a library. They have no history. They have nothing. But this, I guess, is their first step to build something. I'm just flabbergasted. There was no news about WWE in attempting this. I don't know if WWE was talking or whatever's going on. Again, this is a WWE move. I was surprised. So now...
Do we have the financials of this, of what Tony Khan spent?
I think 30 to 50 billion. Million with an M.
$30 to $50 million.
So...
Oh, my God. Big...
Steal. So...
Steal, you think? That's big money for ROH. Who did he pay that to?
Again, Ring of Honor. Yeah, I think it would be higher than that.
Sinclair got 30 to 50 million. That's definitely worth more than what they... You think maybe for the library it's worth more? Is that what you're trying to say?
The whole thing, the whole package.
Okay, all right.
I thought it was worth a lot more than that. So, when WCW was bought out, one of the things me and my friends were talking about, like, it'd be interesting to see if they keep WCW around. Maybe it's another brand. Maybe like Shane or Stephanie run it. So they're not in competition, but it is kind of competition. But of course, they didn't go that route. But now, what does this mean for Ring of Honor? Is Tony Khan going to keep Ring of Honor around? Is he going to absorb Ring of Honor?
Is Cody Rhodes going to come up and lead Ring of Honor for an invasion? Like, there's been rumors about that going on, too, which I don't necessarily believe. But, you have Ring of Honor kind of doing the invasion thing with Impact. Again, like the doors are wide open all over the place here. I think this is cool, personally. I think that's great for people that we're uncertain about the future of their Ring of Honor, about what's going to happen next.
Now we know.
They didn't necessarily know, where would they get their next paycheck from. But right now, it's kind of been like from show to show with Impact and whatever indie dates they've been getting. And some people have been signed by WWE. I mean, Quinn McKay signed with WWE. Good for her.
Roxy.
Roxy. Now, is that official? I haven't seen that really anywhere. Has that been like hush hush? I feel like it's been under the radar.
I saw it was official
I feel like it'll be
one day, and then I haven't heard it since. So,
right? Like, I feel like that's. I'm not fully believing that because I feel like that would be a bigger deal, especially since Roxy, her name's been like rising and rising and rising amongst the ranks here. Like, I feel like that would have been a big deal.
I believe it. I won't be surprised. I mean, she's a huge talent. They're looking for her. She's young. She got the look. She got the pedigree. So I wouldn't be surprised if they signed her because that was a huge get for them.
Because Maria Kanellis, Rob, a good point. I mean, when Maria Kanellis came in Ring of Honor, she really helped reshape the women's division over there.
Revolutionized it, yeah.
Do you think it's still the same, though? Like, since some women have left, it seems like?
Hell yeah.
If the rumors are true?
Yeah, it'd be fine. If they have the right people in place.
That's a big get, then, for AEW because, for so long, people have talked about the women's division being kind of lackluster. But, it's built up. It's built up over the years because of the fact that, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, amongst others, Anna Jay, Tay Conti, like, all stepping up their game there. I feel like I'm leaving out some women here. If I am, sorry about that. But, ROH, what Maria Kanellis did with them really shaped them up. And to have that amongst the AEW women's division, that could be fire, my man. That could be fire.
So what do you think happens here? Does he absorb Ring of Honor or does he hold Ring of Honor as another? Does he keep Ring of Honor as it is? And
there's so many things he can do. Like, here's the thing. I mean, Tony Khan, hey, listen, props to, let me get his name right this time again, Jason Solomon. Bring up about that library because we talked about that before in the past. That's the biggest deal probably right there. And hey, listen, there have been rumors going on right now that Tony Khan wants to go for a streaming deal. Makes sense. Everyone's fucking doing it. We might as well do it at this point. Who the fuck knows? But the thing is, Tony Khan, he's like a player's coach. They talk about a player's coach in the NFL. He's there for his boys, in this case, boys and the girls. And I feel like Tony Khan wants to do right by what's the wrestlers. He cares about these guys and girls. So I don't think it's just about the library, even though the library is a smart business move. I think he's going to absorb some of the talent there as well. I think.
We were talking about a couple weeks ago, too. You're talking about the third party coming around. And I said streaming service is where it's at. That's an untapped medium right now. That's probably going to be the next phase. If some business promotion is signed to a streaming service, that's where it's going to be.
Right.
The rumors are them now. AEW is going to align themselves with HBO Max, the fastest growing streaming service in the last. I think
those are the rumblings, man, and that will be a move that makes sense in my eyes.
It would make sense because it's only 3 years old. There's not much of a tape library for AEW.
No.
So to add on Ring of Honor, which not only does a lot of W stars, but now a lot of AEW stars got their start in Ring of Honor. That'd be a huge get. So smart move. Again, I'm surprised it didn't go to WWE. I don't know if they were involved at all, because that would have been a huge asset to the network.
I wonder if they also then kind of do what WWE does with like the independents, play some stuff from the independents there too. Maybe they have a lot of indie guys. They have a lot of indie guys.
They do. And WWE has paved the format, so they just follow the footsteps. They know what to do. Tony Khan has the mind and the money to do it, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, man. This is a big move for so many reasons because of the fact of like, I think it's a definitely a strategic move to catapult them to the streaming avenue because of what you just said. AEW has a limited library. Now they took on a very extensive library, so there's a lot of stuff they can do here with that. I think there's a lot of talent that they can pull here. There's different angles they can go with. Or he may even just leave ROH to be like maybe their version of NXT, if you will, maybe. To be a developmental league. There's so many different ways they can go. Right. So this is a big deal and great for ROH and great for Sinclair. Hey, in my eyes, I think that's a good deal, like a fair deal, $30 to $50 million there, especially for ROH, the uncertainty of them ever coming back. I don't necessarily think they would have seen that money.
I know a couple of their stars now have signed with, because Honor No More have signed with Impact. Not all of them, but some of them have signed with it. And the current reigning, defending Ring of Honor champion, women's champion, is an Impact contract deal. So we'll see what goes on with that. Will she drop it?
What goes on with that?
Will she go both places again? Because apparently they don't give a shit about the door, so they can probably go back and forth.
Could we see Deonna Purrazzo versus Britt Baker? Could we see Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa, whoever wins this weekend?
Britt Baker's more enticing because we saw Thunder Rosa already at Slammiversary last year. So, but Britt Baker's a dream match, so we'll see what happens. So nothing but positivity in this news.
Yeah.
Again, you mentioned it last show. Like you felt like AEW was in danger because they lost Cody Rhodes. Now does this make you feel better now? You more comfortable with the future of AEW now with this deal?
You know, it makes me feel good. I think it makes me feel good for ROH, good for them, and for the people involved with ROH to keep that legacy alive. Tony Khan, I mean, like, is he just throwing money out there and it's just trying to see what sticks here? Is there an actual game plan that's going along here? Was Cody Rhodes was it ego for him? Was it just the fact that he felt like he wanted more money than Jon Moxley and CM Punk and he wasn't getting that money? He felt like he deserved more. He said, take care, come here, I'm out of here. Like, you know, we don't necessarily know all the details there. In my eyes, seeing what Cody Rhodes is doing at that point in time, like I felt very strongly the fact that like, hey, something's going on here. Why would you be the EVP of a company that you helped start and want to leave? That to me felt weird.
Yeah.
But hey, it could have been the ego thing. That's something I completely overlooked. So we shall see. It's going to be an interesting story. I don't think that story's going away anytime soon.
Oh,
I think the whole Cody Rhodes WWE thing, I think that's bullshit.
We will soon see. There's mixed reports going on, so believe what you want to believe. Time will tell.
We're 4 weeks away, man. Like more and more people are already having their matches already set in stone. We're going to get into this in a little bit. But moving on here. So Vince McMahon was trending all over the place as well, going from one owner to the next at WWE. Breaking, as announced on the Pat McAfee show, Vince McMahon will be inducting the Undertaker into the WWE Hall of Fame. Hashtag WWE HOF. Hashtag WrestleMania. Something I think a lot of fans were kind of predicting here. A lot of different ways you can go with that.
Not a bad move.
Not a bad move. Wrestle Slam podcast at Slam Wrestle. Vince will induct Undertaker at the WWE Hall of Fame. This will be the first time since 2009 when Vince inducted Steve Austin that he will induct someone. Expect a very emotional speech from Vince.
Not only the first time since 2009, but only the second time.
Exactly.
Yeah, so huge deal.
Exactly. Louis Dangor at the Louis Dangor. Vince McMahon says he's going to induct the Undertaker into the WWE Hall of Fame the night before WrestleMania. He says it will be one of the most difficult things he's ever had to do because of his love for Mark Calloway. I don't know if you saw this interview with Pat McAfee.
I wanted to. I didn't see it, but I saw clips.
Dude,
like small clips, not like lengthy, like brief clips.
Right. It's an hour and a half long. I know it's pretty long. I watched it in segments.
The whole interview?
Yeah.
Holy shit, good for him.
Phenomenal interview.
Damn,
Phenomenal interview. It actually didn't feel like an hour and a half. It went by pretty fast.
Okay.
But then again, I did watch it in segments. But dude, Vince McMahon did get a little teary-eyed. Pat McAfee called him out about when he was talking about the Undertaker, about inducting him to the Hall of Fame. It's unreal, like what Undertaker has done for this industry. What Vince McMahon talked about, not just the character, but the man himself. Mm-hmm. I have to say, man, I think people said like, oh, it should have been Kane or Triple H or Shawn Michaels. Vince McMahon, this just makes sense.
Again, there's no wrong person to induct him. Vince McMahon makes sense, a lot of sense. Their relationship was on display during the Dead Man documentary, The Last Ride, and he's like a father figure to him, as many people are. Right. They're very close, very tight. So, not surprising. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to that speech.
Has anyone else been confirmed for Hall of Fame? Yeah, you get the sense that they're building around this just to be the Undertaker?
You mentioned it. Again, I give you credit for saying this. I've hearing a lot of people saying it since. He should be the only inductee. They thought about it. They decided against it. So the rumor is there will be more inductees in this class. But again, there's only 4 weeks away, so you're running out of time. The last 3 weeks has just been Undertaker video packages. So I hope they go with that. Because who wants to be the undercard of the Hall of Fame for Undertaker?
No, no one.
You get an answer to a trivia question. No one's going to remember that. So we'll see what happens. I don't know who else they would induct. Nor do I care to think about it. I'm just enjoying this right now.
Well deserved, man. I'm curious to hear what Mark Calloway's speech is going to be like as well. I wonder if he's even going to get emotional as well. I think it's going to be Niagara Falls all around. I think you're going to see these big manly men get very emotional up there because, dude, I mean, it's been such a long time that they've been going to battle with each other together.
Now, I'm a huge fan of the Hall of Fame. I love watching it. Again, so I'm looking forward to this speech. I'm also curious how they're going to produce it. Because the Hall of Fame is like you have the first 20 rows is the WWE roster. They changed it WrestleMania. Here's New York 35. They had the ring in the middle because of SmackDown. But all the roster was around the ring. But now the Hall of Fame is coming right after SmackDown. So where's the roster going to sit? Where's the roster going to fit? I'm curious how they're going to produce this. Is he going to stand on the stage? Because there's no stage anymore either. It's just there's no ramp. There's no stage. Where's Undertaker going to? He's going to stand in the middle of the ring, talk in front of fans, which I guess I'm not opposed to because his goodbye speech was robbed of him from the Thunderdome. I'm just curious how they're going to produce this too, as well.
I'm very curious about that as well. But dude, going back to the interview with Pat McAfee, man, I have to say, kudos to Pat McAfee because I feel like they weren't necessarily back to back. They were pretty much back to back though with interviews with people in WWE. Brock Lesnar, he did. Mm-hmm. Now Vince McMahon, both long interviews, both great jobs because both men have a reputation for being not necessarily the friendliest people in the world.
Yeah,
to be a little bit on the asshole side, have a bad reputation. But Pat McAfee did a fantastic job of humanizing these people just to show a different side of them. Like Brock Lesnar, I felt like that, dude, he seems like a pretty cool guy actually.
Right.
And same with Vince McMahon,
whole new person. Yeah.
We all have this perception about these people, but Pat McAfee completely broke that down.
Vince's first live one-on-one interview, they said it's in 15, 20 years? It's huge.
15 years. 15 years, yeah.
And to do it to Pat McAfee, I understand they're setting something for WrestleMania, but that's a huge compliment to Pat McAfee as well.
Right. I mean, listen, I've been watching Pat McAfee for a while before he signed with WWE. He's always been good at what he does. He's a great... I never really called him a great interviewer before, but like he's definitely been upping his game, I would say. I think it also helped the fact that, he had Aaron Rodgers on for every Tuesday for this past whole season.
Definitely.
And he definitely had to weather the storm with that when Aaron Rodgers was talking about the whole vaccine, the immunized type of shit. But, Pat McAfee's always been like very entertaining on the podcast. I mean, obviously because he struck a major deal with FanDuel.
Huge, yeah.
Broke the bank there. I don't think Pat McAfee gets enough credit for what he does. Phenomenal job, man. I was definitely, as an interviewer, I was definitely taking notes of what he does. He just does he seems just like a goofball meathead, but he's actually very smart at what he does.
Oh, hell yeah, man, yeah. You have to be smart to do what he does. And he's a punter. Because he's
a punter.
Such a great career after that. I mean, this guy's fucking genius.
And speaking of Pat McAfee, he was trending the whole time because of the interview with Vince McMahon. Also, this news that leaked out, WWE WrestleMania at WrestleMania. Pat McAfee will return to the squared circle at WrestleMania. It is official, Putty. We heard the rumors about it. It seems like Pat McAfee to the internet, so he was hearing rumors about it. But he seemed genuinely shocked to hear the news because Vince McMahon leaked it himself. Denise Hollywood Elite Salcato. I can never say her name right, I don't think. My apologies, Denise. At Denise Salcato, Vince McMahon has just offered Pat McAfee an opportunity to wrestle at WrestleMania. Pat McAfee says that will be an effing dream. Vince says he will find an opponent for him. When Pat asked if it was the real deal, Vince said, I don't bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a cool moment to see for him. And then we find out today on SmackDown, as, again, WrestleMania tweeted out, Pat McAfee will return to the Squared Circle WrestleMania 38 in a battle against Austin Theory. Buddy, how do you feel about this match? Or how do you feel about Pat McAfee wrestling Austin Theory? Do you think this kind of thrown together? Do you think that this builds up to the whole stupendous idea that of what WrestleMania is going to be? Or is this just going to be a bathroom match?
No, this is going to be freaking amazing. We've seen what Pat McAfee can do in NXT. He did.
Yes.
Outshone a lot of people in that War Games match. His one-on-one against Adam Cole, baby, was freaking phenomenal. Shortlisted match of the year, some people's minds. So Pat McAfee is amazing. I'm looking forward to him back in the ring. Props to Vince McMahon for stroking his ego, giving him props, and giving this opportunity to, because he hasn't been doing this for a year yet. It's only been technically a couple months.
Right.
Vince McMahon's giving him shine for WrestleMania.
And he's never wrestled in front of a live audience before, I don't think.
I'm not sure what the NXT crowd was doing at the time, but maybe. Not a big crowd anyway.
Well, I mean, they going from NXT to WrestleMania.
To Dallas, 100,000 people.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to this match. This is great. I am so anything can happen. We're weeks away. Things can change. But I'm very happy it's not Vince McMahon. No disrespect. Very happy it's Austin Theory.
No, same.
When Austin Theory came out, I'm like, this is going to be fucking amazing. I'm huge on Austin Theory. And against Pat McAfee, I think this match is might be a show stealer for that night. Whatever night is on.
It could very well be. It could very well be, man. Because, the reason why I threw it out there, Google, this be a bathroom match, because of the fact that, we've seen people come up from NXT before and didn't really pan out. Killer Cross, Keith Lee, amongst others, come to mind. The fans never gravitated to them, or the fact that they didn't really fully know them, because, we've seen NXT numbers and they aren't really there. No one's really watching NXT so much. So that's why I was wondering, do people realize that Pat McAfee can actually go? Because those same people were not watching NXT at that time.
There's probably a huge part of the audience that doesn't know that, and which will mean we'll hear a lot of Bad Bunny comparisons because they don't know what he can do. And everyone's blown away by Bad Bunny. People are like, oh my God, Pat McAfee can do. Shit, check him out versus Adam Cole 2 years ago.
No, absolutely.
This is nothing but great. Good things.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you for Vince McMahon not doing this. Thank you for Austin Theory getting this shine. Looking forward to this, man. I was wondering, too, do you think this was a Shane McMahon match?
Shane versus
Pat McAfee? Maybe
Austin
Shane
Theory?
No, Shane versus Pat McAfee?
No, I think it was Shane versus Austin Theory, actually.
Really? Okay.
That's what I think it would have been.
I'm looking forward to the weeks coming up, how this match builds up. But this is one match I'm looking forward to now.
Dude, it's funny. I actually, because during that, between the interview going to SmackDown, people were wondering who's Pat McAfee going to face at WrestleMania. A lot of possibilities were out there. Austin Theory was one of them. Of course, there were rumors about Vince McMahon, but another one, Corey Graves, was the one that kept them coming up because he's been cleared for a while now, hasn't wrestled yet. Even Corey Graves chimed in. Corey Graves at WWE Graves, I'll happily beat Pat McAfee's ass.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee responded with a Michael Scott gif of him laughing. So I was thinking that would be a great match. That'd be pretty cool to see because Corey Graves can go, or was very good at what he did, and we both know what Pat McAfee could do. And it'd be interesting to see two commentators like that. But that's not the match we're going to get here. Maybe down the road at some point. I think hell, we're talking about Pat McAfee. Good for him. Agreed. Love Pat McAfee all day long. Awesome Theory. We got to know from BCW, man. Good moment for him. It's a big WrestleMania match for him, man.
Huge. So excited about this. I mean, he's one to watch this year. And so far, 3 months in, not even 3 months in, he's killing it. Going back to Corey Graves. Corey Graves mentioned something on After the Bell podcast. I don't remember what it was. I wanted to write it down, but I forgot it, which led me to think what you were talking about. But I watched a clip of Pat McAfee's interview with Vince McMahon. Pat McAfee was very Pat McAfee-esque. Nothing changed about Pat McAfee. He was wearing a tank top. His boys are wearing sweatshirts or whatever, T-shirts, whatever. And I thought of what Corey Graves said on Raw. He was like, when they announced it, like, hope Pat McAfee dresses up. I hope he knows how serious this is. He takes it seriously. Put a blazer on. Put a tie on. You're interviewing the chairman of the board, Vince McMahon. Don't come as a slob. Show some respect to the chairman. He didn't do that.
No, Pat McAfee stayed Pat McAfee.
So I thought that might be another interesting angle to like breed into that rivalry potential match. But we're getting off the theory. Win-win.
There is a rivalry there for sure. But, great from Austin Theory. Because, I just looked up right now. Pat McAfee, he's a very popular fellow.
Yeah, of course.
2.3 million followers on Twitter alone, bro. I'm not going to go through all of WWE's roster right now on Twitter, but like that's in the high end for what WWE has. So you're going to get football fans watching this. Yeah. You're going to get Pat McAfee fans watching this. You're going to get, of course, the normal wrestling fans watching this. And it's just WrestleMania alone, so you have those people, the nostalgia feeling, those people watching it. This is making for a big moment for Austin Theory here. This could be his breakout moment. This could be his breakout match, especially if this match lives up to what you were thinking could be a show stealer.
Yeah, man. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
So, with that being said, I think this is going to be more of a meaningful match for Austin Theory than for Pat McAfee. No disrespect there with Pat McAfee, but I think this could be Austin Theory's breaking out moment, which he would desperately need for this year to hit that next level, especially with being under Vince McMahon's wing. So, looking forward to this, man. WrestleMania is shaping out to be a good card here. That's all I've got for what's trending, buddy. Do you have anything else for me, my man?
No, let's get some TV this week.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Mark, it's time for TV Takedown. What do you got for me this week?
As everyone knows, we mentioned before, we do record the show Friday nights. So we'll be missing out AEW Revolution. We'll be missing out on Impact. So there's a lot of things right there that I would normally talk about that happen on TV.
What a great weekend for wrestling ahead of us, or behind us by the time the show posts. Hope you enjoyed it.
Right?
Revolution.
Like the biggest thing.
11 matches on that card, though, I heard. That's a little long of a show. Last couple of pay-per-views I've noticed, they've gone long. They need to control that.
But, the fans are into it the whole time, man. The whole time.
And Impact's looking good. So, great weekend of wrestling.
Impact's looking good. Like, the biggest thing for me, CM Punk and MJF, man, that rivalry has just been amazing. And the dog collar match is going to be brutal. It's going to be violent, especially how it ended off on Dynamite. I thought it was really well done. The week before, the promos, the MJF's promo, probably the best promo I've ever seen. Different from anything else you've seen from a heel.
Yep.
Very raw. It turns out there's some of that was real.
Probably most of it, yeah.
Yeah. So that was very well done. The storyline has just been nothing short of amazing. I think this could easily go down as rivalry of the year, maybe even rivalry of the decade.
I wouldn't go that far.
Listen, it could. I'm not saying necessarily yet. I'm curious to see what happens next, man. A lot of different things going on. I'm curious to see what happens with Wardlow even, and how this all going to play out, man. So that's the biggest thing for me. But, of course, AEW Revolution's happening. It already happened. So I don't necessarily know what happened. I don't have a crystal ball here. The fans know more than I do at this point. But another thing that really caught my eye on Monday Night Raw, Edge turning heel. We all kind of figured, it's going to be AJ Styles to answer the challenge, right?
Yep.
It's a match. It's been in the making ever since Edge's return at the Royal Rumble. The seeds have been planted. It's going to be a fire match. There doesn't even necessarily need to be a build. There doesn't need to be a storyline. It's just two greats going at it. But yet, in the cherry on top, here we have a story.
Heel Edge. Oof.
Oh, the rated R superstar's back.
Yeah, don't sleep on Heel Edge, man. People forgot about him.
Let's go. Love the concerto. AJ Styles. I actually do like AJ Styles. I think a little bit better as a face.
Yeah, he's warming up to it, yeah.
I think we were talking about show stealer earlier before about Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. This is the bars here with Edge and Austin and with Edge and AJ Styles, I think.
Did you find it weird there was two heel turns back to back? I noticed that right away.
Yo, I noticed that too.
I'm like, that's weird. They don't usually do that stuff. But back to back.
No.
And like intense heel turns too. I'm like, oh shit, okay. But that was cool.
Edge's heel turn was definitely more intense.
I'm looking forward to heel Edge. The next couple weeks should be awesome.
For sure, man. For sure. And, Damian Priest, I think, fits better as a heel, talking about the back-to-back heel turns right there.
I'm looking forward to his heel turn. I mean, I love Damian Priest. I think you did as well. But he was getting stale. He was getting a little boring. He
wasn't feeling it, though. He wasn't feeling it.
He teased a heel turn a couple months ago, but then they just did his split personality thing. So, fresh take on Damian Priest, no longer with the championship. Good run with it. Getting a little boring. Fresh, new Damian Priest.
Very boring.
Looking forward to what he can bring now as a heel. Looking forward to his next chapter.
Like, what is it? It's not the championship that makes the wrestler. It's the wrestler that makes the championship, right? Damian Priest was doing nothing for the United States title over there. He was doing nothing at all.
I think he was always beginning. But then
I don't think so, man. I never remembered who. I never could remember who was the United States champion at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, Damian Priest. That's right.
That's right.
I forgot he exists.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad. That's really bad, especially for a champion. And he's held it for how many months now?
Since WrestleMania.
For almost a year.
Almost a year. I
had no fucking clue for a while. Like, he was champion.
He beat Sheamus at WrestleMania.
That's wild. Good for Finn Balor. Good for Damian Priest. Like, I think this is a nice, fresh turn from him already. Like, you can see he's feeling it a lot more.
Yeah.
So I hope this rejuvenates his career.
Can we go
in Monday Night Raw?
Correct something you just said. Great for Finn Balor. There was reports a couple weeks ago where Vince McMahon didn't care about him. He's just going to be Jeff Hardy now, put over younger talent.
Yeah.
There's no push for him, no storyline, no creative for him. And I'm happy that's either been corrected or was a mistake report, because Finn Balor is awesome. I'm excited to see what he can do as champion now.
I mean, there's reports about that by a lot of people this past week. It was Finn Balor, Alexa Bliss, Elias.
Well, Elias has been around for a while. Yeah, there's no creative plan for him. Alexa Bliss is a head scratcher. I don't know why they brought her back for Elimination Chamber to do nothing with her afterwards. I hear there's plans for her after WrestleMania, so I'll hold my breath for that.
Or she might be what Vince McMahon called dead weight. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he likes her, but I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, I would watch the interview, going back to it, Putty. Like, you'd find it interesting because, Vince McMahon, he doesn't seem like he really puts any personal opinion into this. He just goes based by, like, what the fans are saying, according to him.
Yeah.
He goes by the numbers and a lot of information there. He'll also cut someone if he feels like they're dead weight, they're not pulling if they're not pulling what he thinks that they should be doing. Mm-hmm. He'll go with someone else that he thinks that will.
Yeah.
So
can't fault him for that. It's formulas work.
No, I love Alexa Bliss. I love Bray Wyatt. I loved a lot of people that Vince McMahon let go. They're doing better off somewhere else. But then, you know what? Obviously, the wheel keeps on turning for WWE.
Yep.
People say, hey, we're not watching anymore. No, that's bullshit. We are. And they keep on going. But no, WrestleMania, it's looking to be stupendous. It's living up to the name.
Card's shaping up, man. Very nicely. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Is there anything on there that you're looking forward to the most with WrestleMania coming up?
Great question. I'm guessing right now, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
Yeah. I mean, that's fresh for us, of course.
I'm also looking forward to, remember WrestleMania 35, the women triple threat match. Winner take all.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch won. She became champion of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns was led originally winner take all.
Yeah.
Now it's being built as winner take all, ... title unification.
Yes.
So now there's rumors of whoever wins, they're going to introduce a new champion for whatever show doesn't win. I'm like, what? What are you going to call this championship now? Like, what is this? Unless you bring like the big gold belt back. What? Why?
Does that mean they're punting the whole Universal Champion? Because I was never a big fan of that to begin with. The Universal Champion, it just sounds so silly and stupid.
I wasn't a fan of it at first, but then it grew on me. It made sense. WWE Universe, either you champion of the universe. I got it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We just got used to it. Doesn't necessarily mean I liked it.
I don't know. I don't know what the next championship is going to be called unless you bring back the World Heavyweight Championship. But whatever.
That makes sense to me. Or like the Raw World Heavyweight Champion, the SmackDown World Heavyweight Champion.
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Maybe.
It's all rumors right now, so we'll see. But WrestleMania is looking up to be stupendous. Looking forward to it.
No, 1,000%, man. 1,000%. Like a great card all around. Still shaping up. Still a lot of mystery in the air about what's happening with certain people, certain surprises. It's living up to the name already, man. I'm pumped for it. We're less than 30 days away, Putty.
Russell, less than 30 days away. Don't sleep on NXT Stand and Deliver.
Here it is. I take it we're going to your TV takedown?
Is it my time now? Can I talk now? Thank you. Let me talk to you. LA Knight, my man.
Listen here, brother.
Came out LA Knight, again, talked a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure it was you or AJ Pan at the time. I was surprised at what a face reaction he got. And LA Knight is killing as a face. He came out, cut a solid promo against Grayson Waller, had the fans chanting along with his catchphrases, which is a good sign. He ran down the rivalry he had with Grayson Waller going back to October, and it makes sense this match is going to be a last man standing match. Can't wait for this. Looking forward to this. This should end the feud. I'm also looking forward to LA Knight being launched into the main roster after WrestleMania. I think that's what the next trajectory is. I think he's done with NXT.
Is that happening, you think? That's happening?
Based on the way the storyline's going, the feud's going, I think Grayson Waller has to win this. I think LA Knight's done in NXT. I think he goes to the main roster because his time's up.
Grayson Waller has to win this. I mean, like...
Yeah, it has to. And I think LA Knight's going to the main roster. Looking forward to this match and looking forward to Stand and Deliver shaping up nicely as well. Again, I'm a big NXT guy. I'm looking forward to this. I'm curious. It's going to be early in the day. I think it's at noon before WrestleMania. So I got to wake up early to watch this.
NXT you and early does not mix.
NXT is shaping up, man. Again, a lot of people don't watch it. A lot of people shit on it, but looking for...
Not a fan of me, personally.
I'm excited about NXT. Stand and Deliver, especially this match. It's not Stand and Deliver. I think it's next week on NXT, actually. The last man standing match between LA Knight and Grayson Waller. But I'm a huge Eli Drake fan. I'm a huge LA Knight fan, so I'm excited to see him come to the main roster after WrestleMania. Maybe one of the debuts at the Raw to Mania or SmackDown to Mania. His time's now.
You know, talking about NXT 2.0 and WrestleMania, you know, it had me like thinking about a discussion I had with someone. I even put it out at Shot Wrestling Twitter about, you know, kind of thinking like how things should go here. And like, you know, I see what NXT 2.0 is kind of doing. They're looking to build stars for tomorrow. That's the hope, right?
That's the plan. Yeah.
I feel like they went about it kind of like the wrong way, but hey, listen, I mean, that's Monday morning quarterback. Yeah. They're doing what they're doing right now. So full steam ahead. They have to be careful with this. They can't rush people along in there. Right? A lot of these people, they're green. We'll see for what it is. They're green.
Yeah.
You know, they need a lot of work to do, especially Braun Breaker. I think they're gearing Braun Breaker to be the next John Cena. They want him to be the big star. This is what I think, man. WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns already over 500 days strong as champion. Let him beat Bruno's record. Let him go on. Let him beat every single record out
Bruno
there.
2,000 days?
Yes.
No, you're
no, hear me out. It's going to take a while for these NXT 2.0 guys to develop, even get to the main roster, to make a name for themselves. It's going to take a bit. Roman Reigns could still go on, right? Let him beat the record, right? Out with the old, in with the new. Roman Reigns is the guy. Let him be the best in the world in WWE history. And then you have someone like Braun Breaker beat him to become the next champion, to be the next face of the company. That's how you put someone like that over.
I'm not opposed to that idea. I just don't see that happening in the modern era, but I'm not opposed to it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, that's cool. I don't see it happening again. 2,000 days. But
I mean, okay,
if anybody can do it, it's even Roman Reigns.
If anyone can do it, it's Roman Reigns. But you know, he doesn't even have to go on that long. Like if he gets to the point he beats at the modern day guys, because Bruno Sammartino, that's a hell of a record, man. That's a whole different era that he was in. That he was able to get that record. But if he beats out, say, even Hogan, I think that's someone they want to eliminate from the history books, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like if that's the bar, and that's attainable. That's more attainable than anything else. If he beats out Hogan, and still, I mean, that's enough time for Braun Breaker. I'm using Braun Breaker as an example because I think Braun Breaker could be that guy.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Gives him enough time to build up the momentum that he needs to be to get to that level, to be the face of the company. Let's face the facts. I mean, that's going to be handing the torch over to the new generation, to giving the keys to the car to the 16-year-old kid that just graduated. You know?
Yeah, interesting theory. Again, I'm not against it.
Hey, listen, man, it's been over 500 days. Roman Reigns has been champion. It's not been stale.
No,
it's been very entertaining. I could see Roman Reigns keep on going and it'd still be very entertaining.
Again, I was also thinking today, like, I don't see how Roman Reigns works without the championship either. Just him being champion just suits his character right now. It's perfect. Keep going.
That's like Darius Carter not being champion. It's like, what does that mean?
Something we've talked about a lot on the show, not only with me and you a lot, but I think with me and Green Man, the last 6 years of the show, the disconnect between NXT and the main roster. You get called up to the main roster more often than not, nothing happens. You fizzle out. They started out hot. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe came up and they just fucking dominated. Then there was a shift, right? The call up to the main roster don't pan out.
Right.
We debate many times what it is. Why? Finn Balor was on After the Bell podcast with Corey Graves this week, and he was talking about this. He was saying how he felt NXT in the beginning was training you to be the main roster, training you the WWE style, training you to get called up. You're developmental. This is what you do to get called up to the main roster. He said there was a shift at one point where the NXT started teaching the wrestlers to wrestle an NXT style. They stopped preparing the wrestlers for a call up to the main roster.
Interesting.
I'm paraphrasing that. That's basically what he said. They stopped preparing the main guys to get called up. Instead, they started teaching them how to wrestle in NXT.
That's very interesting.
I'm like, that's an interesting. He's been there. He's been through the machine twice now. I'm like, maybe I could see that. In the Black and Gold brand, it was so NXT. Maybe that's why when they called it the main roster, they're like lost in the ocean because they don't know what to do with them. So that was just interesting. I just want to throw it out there. That was an interesting take by Finn Balor. Man,
it's a different. It's a different beast because, like, as someone that's performed live for myself, it's different when you're performing in front of like a smaller crowd to a bigger crowd. You know,
talking about wrestling or acting?
Both.
Okay.
From a smaller venue to a larger venue. Like the larger the venue is, like the more theatrical you have to be. Mm-hmm. I guess in a sense, the more larger than life you have to be.
That makes
because
sense.
The whole goal as a live performer is you want to reach to the last person, the very last row, and it's kind of easier to do the smaller the venue.
Oh, of course.
And NXT is a smaller venue to perform at. So if
it's even smaller
they're not
now.
really, yeah, absolutely. And you know, especially a lot of these indie guys, they're used to that.
True.
Because their biggest crowd would be an NXT crowd 9 times out of 10. You know, so then you put that person stay to a WrestleMania stage or even to like a Monday Night Raw. You know, it's bigger, it's louder, and if you don't have that experience there or not know what to do, you will be lost in the shuffle there.
Again, that was an interesting take for someone who's actually been through it. So check out Finn Balor on After the Bell podcast. Well worth a listen. A couple months ago, Marcus, you were here on my couch in my apartment watching SmackDown. It was a contract signing segment between Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. I turned to you and asked, "Hey, buddy, do marry, kill?"
Okay.
Of course, you stared at my face and go, "Buddy, you know, I'm a married man. I can't answer that question. I'll just do my wife." I'm like, that's a fucking lame answer, but I understand that. Respect. He asked me about me. I'm like, you know what? None of these women are really Putty's type. Remember this conversation?
I do remember this conversation.
They're like, what's Putty's type? I'm like, I like them a little thicker, a little curvier. Like who? And I couldn't think of anybody. The only person I could think of was like Mandy Rose. Remember that? And like, look,
yes,
Mandy Rose isn't really thick. She's not really curvy. I'm like, yeah, but I can't really think of anybody offhand. Hold that conversation right there. A couple years ago, we had Willow Nightingale was making her debut on a friend of the show, and BCW as well. She's making her debut on WOW, Women of Wrestling.
Yes.
That's why I started watching it, because of her. It's enjoyable. It's different. It's very, very character, very kayfabe based. It's coming back. Looking forward to it. The last season, there's a character called the Lioness. Okay? She was a singer. She was a dancer. She was a triple threat. She was an all-around entertainer. And she was managed by one of the old-school WOW veterans. Like, oh, this is cool. She is now signed to NXT by Nikita Lyons. What a debut.
Oh, that's Nikita Lyons.
That's
okay.
Nikita Lyons, yes. That's Putty's type.
Nikita Lyons. I have to say this, man.
And before you finish, it's the same character, too. Singer, dancer, all-around entertainer. But it's same concept, but packaged differently in the NXT. Amazing debut. Now you can continue.
Hell of a debut, Putty. Hell of a debut. She was trending and making memes and gifs for a week straight.
I haven't seen a debut like that carry over in social media so long and so impactful like that. I'm like, good for her, man. I mean, she was killing it in WOW. I'm really happy to say that she got signed. And now that debut, I'm like, that's not who I saw in WOW. This is much better.
This is I can't think of a better NXT debut right now. Listen, man, she's got nowhere else to go but more up. Her stock is already stored. I mean, like, you know, people talk about new stock coming out in the whole Wall Street world here, and it's projected to go up. Dude, she's all the way up already, man. Like, Jesus Christ.
Hope continues.
She could be a big star.
That's the plan, and she has a total package. I'm looking forward to her. Now she's entering this feud with Lash Legend, who I was kind of high on too, but then we saw her, and going back to what you mentioned earlier, being very green, very inexperienced, someone who should not be on NXT. She should be in NXT Level Up, the new show.
a lot of them are green in their own ways. I mean, they all have like their own strengths for sure.
Yeah.
There's potential for some of these people here.
A lot of potential, yeah.
That you can definitely see. And like, yeah, if done right, they definitely need a lot of time. I really hope that they stay in NXT for multiple years, actually. I don't want to see any more call-ups anytime soon.
Deserving amount of time. So anyway, Nikita Lyons was 2 weeks ago. We were off, but what a debut that was. Looking forward to this.
Nice and slow, man. Nice and slow. Let's build these people up. WWE needs new stars. They have not been building new stars at all.
Quick question. We're running a little over, so it's a quick yes or no question, hopefully.
No.
All right, let's move on then.
All right, cool.
This MJF CM Punk feud, right?
Yeah.
We were looking forward to this when CM Punk signed.
Yeah.
It started out hot, kind of, in many people's opinions, fizzled out.
I don't know who said that.
Their match in Dynamite was the main event a couple weeks ago. Didn't pull in the ratings they wanted to. I'm like, oh, that maybe, I don't know what that, I thought people were looking too much into that ratings. I'm not a big ratings guy anymore. But since then, this feud has picked up, as it mentioned 2 weeks ago and this past week. So this feud is progressing nicely. How do you feel the feud is going with the potential Wardlow breakup? Is it going too slow? Is it paced nicely?
It's paced nicely, I think. I think it's paced nicely. I think it does have to come to a head soon with Wardlow.
It's going on for a while, and then you saw it this week. Now he actually said something. I'm like, all right, this is now advancing this potential.
I mean, it's if it doesn't happen at Revolution, it's going to happen at Dynamite this week, I think. If it doesn't, then it's too slow. I think it's going to be soon. Yeah, it's got to be soon.
All right. I mean,
it's got to be soon after what just happened.
That's one of the storylines I'm always looking forward to when I watch it. I'm like, what's going on with Wardlow?
I think Wardlow could be like what Batista was in WWE. I think Wardlow could be in AEW.
Okay, please. Do not compare my man Batista to anybody just yet. Too early. Batista's one of the best of all time.
Okay. Of all time. I think I'm going to disagree with that.
David Batista, yes.
That's your opinion.
Yes.
But
I'm going to stick to it.
Okay, fair enough. Respect.
But I agree with what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I disagree with you.
I can see what you're saying with Batista comparison.
I mean, it's a similar type of build. It's a smart build. It's how they do with Batista is not a new concept. I mean, they did it with Diesel, with Kevin Nash in WWE, and it worked for him. He will wind up becoming the world heavyweight champion over there. You know, it could work with Wardlow here in AEW if they do it right, and I feel like they kind of are.
Because last week I'm like, still, huh? This is still going on, and then I saw this week when he actually said something and it got physical. He slapped him in the face. I'm like, all right, this is how it should be. Ahead. This is how it should be progressing. But is it a little too late? Is it going too slow?
No. I think they're pacing it.
I don't have an opinion on it. I wonder because you're more into AEW than I am. I also want to get your opinion on it. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that eventual feud.
As much as I said earlier on, this is a rivalry I want to see keep going. CM Punk and MJF. I think it probably does need to come to a head here at Revolution. I mean, dog collar match is supposed to be a gruesome match.
I feel like MJF won. Now CM Punk wins here. You gotta get it's what the law of threes.
I mean,
I don't know how you beat a dog collar match though, but
yeah, I don't know how you beat that. But if you look, at rivalries, say with John Cena, Randy Orton, John Cena, and Edge, that rivalry spanned over quite a few years. Yeah. But it was start, stop. Like it expanded. Like, these guys could go back at it another year from now, but maybe in the championship level. Who knows? But I think what has to progress here to the fact is like whatever happens at Revolution, Wardlow's got to get involved somehow, some way, and it's got to progress to a rivalry with MJF and Wardlow. I think that's the next obvious step here. And what CM Punk does next, he'll be fine.
On that note, Marcus, let's move on. Let's wrap things up. Let's get some go-home thoughts. What do you got from me this week?
Well, Bunny, what we got is BCW Queen of the North 3 coming back March 19th, Richfield Park, New Jersey. I am pumped for it, man. My boys, the tag team champions, East Coast Syndicate, going to defend the titles for the first time against Blonde Force Trauma. I'm excited for that matchup. I'm excited to be back in BCW. My first time ever at Richfield Park, New Jersey. I feel like that's a weird thing to say for a lot of people in the indie wrestling world. That's like the mecca here in the Northeast.
Is it?
But it's going to be my first time there.
My first time too. Okay.
So I'm excited to see it, man. Hell of a show. You have Darius Carter defending the world title against Marina Shafir. Should be a big match there. A lot of big debuts. You have Danny Moe. We have Adina Steele. Shaza McKenzie. I feel like I'm blanking out here. We have so many more debuts. Rebecca is also making her debut. So that's the Queen of North tournament. Hey, how can I forget Vanity defending her women's championship against Ruthless Lala? Lots of war awards there between those two ever since BCW Anniversary 4.
Yep.
Big build-up, man. Looking forward to that match. Actually, I think that's the match that should main because it's just how much that's been building up. So, dude, a stacked card all around, dude. I'm pumped.
Limited tickets are still available, so make sure you want to check their social media to get your tickets as soon as you can because they're going fast.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And for those that are listening outside of New York, can't make it out here for it, it will be available Fight TV and also Title Match Network. Well, buddy, that's all I have. What do you got, my man?
Looking forward to Queen of the North, man. Again, my first time in New Jersey, as I mentioned many times on this show, especially since September. I don't like New Jersey. Fuck New Jersey.
Wow. We have a lot of fans in New Jersey. He doesn't mean it.
I do. I do, because last time I was in New Jersey, I got COVID. Dirty Jerseys is called it for a reason, but I will put my animosity aside for the greater good of wrestling and go to BCW Queen of the North 3. Again, my problem is I hate driving to New Jersey, and we worked that off air. I'll drive to you. You'll drive me. I feel a little better about that.
It's a big deal, me driving. I don't really drive, so.
Now I feel weird about that now.
I'm a good driver. I just don't like to drive.
You're an excellent driver. But anyway.
Make me Rain Man?
Yes. Looking forward to Queen of the North. I'm looking forward to, again, indie wrestling again. Now, you're an actor. This will be your first time in front of a crowd since a while. You're looking forward to that, too? Is there an itch that you want to see that will scratch, or? So
I did come back for Titan, which was different. It was different for me because I didn't realize until I got there. I was like, oh, wait, we're faces over here. So that was a weird thing for me. A lot of things got switched up last minute there. So it was kind of thrown off. Felt a little rusty out there. It was fun, though. It was great to see people. It was great to see the fans again. It was great to see the people in the back, a lot of familiar faces in the back there. So that was fun. But no, BCW, I mean, it's my home promotion. So it's different. You know, Titan was my first time over there. And, yeah, listen, great promotion over there. They do a great job. So respect to everyone there. But, yeah, again, BCW, Anthony Cole, that's my home, dude. And I am so excited. Just so excited to be back there with my boys, East Coast Syndicate, as I mentioned before, and then to meet a lot of people. Some of them I interviewed here on the show, Shot of Wrestling, so I get to meet them for the first time in person. So, yeah, dude. What about you?
Also, when this show airs, it'll officially been 2 years since we've done commentary.
Oh, my God. Right.
We did commentary, I think it was March 7th for
that's right.
BWF. And here we are 2 years later. Again, most people consider COVID, that we beat COVID. I'm not ready to raise that flag yet. But it's been 2 years since we've done commentary. 2 weeks ago, we had Cheyenne on the show. We did the watch along with him doing commentary. He came on the show to talk about it. So maybe our commentary career might continue. So that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm nervous about it. More than nervous about it, I should say. But, you know, I'm going to show up.
We weren't really rusty, I have to say.
We were not rusty at all.
If it's not Queen of North 3 for us, man, I guarantee it, man, we're going to be back in commentary booth this year.
Got to get back on the horse, right, Marcus? Got to get back on the horse.
Absolutely, man. Like, listen, anytime we're excited about something for something you love, there's always nerves involved as well. You know, so it's I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be nervous going back in that booth after so long. But it's a lot of excitement for me, man, too. I never really thought I would fall in love with commentary as much as I did, and I really do, man. I fucking love it. I miss it.
You're a good job at it too, so natural
fit
for you, man.
Thank you.
This is episode 2. This is episode 293, our first episode of our 7th year. Again,
woo, 7 years.
You're listening to us. I don't have to tell you how to listen to us, but we're on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, soon to be on.
We're everywhere, baby. We're everywhere.
Yeah,
worldwide.
What would help us out a lot if you rate and review us, like Mama Labs did. She gave us 5 stars. Love it.
What's up, Mama Labs?
And I quote, amazing podcast with amazing guests. I highly recommend this podcast. Thank you so much.
Oh, love it.
Thank you.
The
biggest compliment we can receive is a recommendation. So please tell people about us if you listen to us. This show is from the fans to the fans. We want to make sure you guys enjoy us as much as we enjoy doing it for you. So rate and review us so we can get up those charts, buddy. You know what I'm saying? 7 years. Time to make some moves, Marcus.
Get a bigger budget.
Yes.
Interview some bigger people. Get some people from WWE. What? AEW. What? Impact.
What?
Yeah. Oh, for real, guys. This is a wrestling show from the fans to the fans. We love you guys, and we always thank you for your support. Keep it coming, man. Even if you have critiques, lay it on us. You think I suck? Let me know. I'll fix it. I mean, Putty, you can tell him he sucks. He won't fix it. That's just him.
I'm
He's
perfect.
going to keep doing this thing.
I'm killing it.
Yeah,
I'm killing it. Why would people tell me I suck? I'm fucking awesome.
I mean, the ratings went up since I came on the show, but anyway.
Oh, that's true.
And everyone, if you want to follow along on my journey, you can check me out, yourfavoriteactor.com. My website's there. All my links are there for social media, and Shot Wrestling's on there as well.
And then, Marcus, good show. We had fun. Again, we're going to miss a great weekend of wrestling with Impact and AEW. Looking forward to our next show, episode 294. We are in the shadows of episode 300, which is mind-blowing to me.
What are we doing for 300, bro?
You tell me, boss, because you missed episode 200, because that's when the pandemic first started hitting 2 years ago. So however you want to celebrate 300, buddy, we'll do it.
I did miss 300. So what date does that land on, 300?
I'm not too sure offhand. I didn't do the math. But I remember 2 years ago, our anniversary and 200th fell a week apart. But again, that was right when COVID first started hitting, so you couldn't make it. That's before we learned about the Zoom and how we could do this virtually.
Right.
How far technology has advanced in 2 years.
Zoom has been around before that.
Yeah, but no one knew what Zoom was. I mean, again, how does Skype drop the ball? Skype was where it was at 3 years ago.
Skype sucks, man. I don't even think it's like anytime I use when we say, hey, Google it, I'm more like, let's Zoom. I'm always like, Zoom, let's Zoom.
It's nuts.
Even though if I'm doing like Microsoft Teams, I'm like, hey, let's Zoom. 297, 298, 299, 300. We're looking at April 22nd possibly is our 300th episode right there. My baby could be born. I could miss our 300th show because my baby daughter's going to be born. Buddy, if you make me do my show live when my baby's getting born, I will murder you.
No, you won't. Do you care about the show at all? What a great, how great of an audio would that be? Yeah, Putty, I'm inside the delivery room. Yeah, by the way, CM Punk cut a great promo with MJF. Hold on, contractions. Yeah, so MJF did this. We could do it live as your baby's being born. That'd be phenomenal. What a get. Talk about ratings. Talk about reviews. Talk about, that's it.
Putty, you bring up a great point. I won't be able to get the chance to murder you because my wife will murder me if I did that.
That's fine. I don't mind about that as long as I'm not dead.
Dude, that's wild. Looking at episode 300, potentially, baby Schwan will be born. That's crazy to think.
That should be your first interview.
My daughter?
Yes.
Who's doing the voiceover?
John Travolta.
No, that's a weird one. Why would it be John Travolta?
Why wouldn't it be? Do you not watch Look Who's Talking?
I mean, I guess you're right.
Baby voice is John Travolta. That's an iconic role. Anyway, we're over time. We're not going to get to this.
Who's the dude that played the parrot in Aladdin?
The cartoon? No.
Yeah.
You're not doing him.
You know what I'm talking
Gilbert
about.
Godfrey? Yes. We're not doing Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah. Gilbert Godfrey could voice over my baby daughter.
Yeah, let's do that. Your daughter, Gilbert Godfrey. I'm sure she'll love that in 18 years. Anyway, we're now just rambling on. So, for Hollywood, Mark Schwann, I've been your host at Mug J Putty. Until next week. Putty, yeah.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.